At dawn, when the city was still half asleep, a single father with empty pockets chose kindness over caution, and by nightfall, the sound of engines would shake his street, rewriting his destiny and reminding everyone who heard this story that one small act can summon an army of miracles. That he almost walked past the wounded soldier that morning, and if he had, nothing that happened next would have ever existed. The weight of a single choice. The morning began like every other morning in Amir's life, quiet, rushed, and heavy. Heavy with responsibility. Heavy with absence. Heavy with the silent promise he made every day to survive for the sake of two little girls who still believed their father could fix everything. The sun was barely awake when Amir stepped out of his apartment, locking the door carefully behind him as if that thin piece of metal stood between stability and chaos. In his pocket was a folded photo of his daughters, Hannah and Layla, taken the year their mother died. He touched it every morning, a habit he never broke, as if it reminded his heart why quitting was never an option. Amir was not a hero. He was a factory worker by day, a delivery helper by night, and a father every second in between. Life had taught him to keep his head down and his kindness controlled. He had learned the hard way that helping the wrong person at the wrong time could cost you everything. And yet, fate has a strange way of testing people when they are already tired. Near the old marketplace, just before the bus stop, Amir noticed something that didn't belong. A man lay slumped against a cracked wall, his military uniform stained dark with blood. His breathing was shallow, uneven, like each breath was borrowed. But what stopped Amir cold were the two little girls beside him. Identical faces. Same frightened eyes. Same trembling lips pressed tightly together to keep from crying. One girl was kneeling, holding the man's hand as if letting go would make him disappear. The other stood protectively in front, her small body positioned like a shield. People passed them. Some slowed. Some stared. Most pretended not to see. Amir slowed too. His mind raced with reasons to keep walking. You'll miss your bus. You can't afford trouble. You have your own children. His feet took one step forward, then stopped. The standing twin looked directly at him, not with hope, not with fear, but with a question that felt heavier than any spoken words. It was the look of a child who had already learned the world doesn't stop for pain. Something inside Amir broke open. He knelt beside the soldier and quickly understood how serious it was. The wound was deep. Fresh. Dangerous. Amir pulled out his phone and tried calling for help. The signal failed. Again and again. Time was bleeding out faster than the man was. Amir swallowed hard. This was the moment, the one people later talk about, the one where a life turns quietly in one direction or another. He lifted the soldier onto his back, feeling the man's weight press into his spine, his own legs shaking as he stood. "Hold on to me," he told the girls gently. "Don't let go." The walk to the clinic felt endless. Amir's breath burned. His arms went numb. Sweat soaked through his clothes. Cars passed without stopping. Every step hurt, but stopping would hurt more. The twin stayed silent, gripping his jacket like it was the last solid thing in the world. At the clinic, nurses rushed the soldier inside. The twins froze, suddenly alone again. Amir sat with them in the hallway, sharing his lunch, tearing bread into small pieces, telling stories he barely had the energy to tell. Slowly, their shoulders relaxed. Slowly, the fear softened. Before surgery, the soldier reached out, grabbing Amir's sleeve with surprising strength. "They're my daughters," he whispered. "Their mother, she's gone. My father is all they have if I don't make it." Amir nodded. "They won't be alone," he said. That night, Amir returned home late, empty-handed, exhausted, and uncertain. He had lost money. He had lost time. But as he watched his daughters sleep, something felt different. He didn't know why. He didn't know how. But deep down, he felt it, this day was not finished with him yet. When the engines roared outside his door the next morning, Amir thought something terrible had happened, until he realized kindness had finally come back looking for him. When the world answers back. The sound woke the entire street. Low, powerful, unmistakable. Engines. One after another. Amir stepped outside, heart pounding, expecting confusion, maybe danger. Instead, he saw an impossible sight: 20 military trucks lined neatly along the narrow road, stretching farther than his eyes could follow. Neighbors gathered, whispering, pointing. Children stared wide-eyed. Fear and awe mixed in the air. A man in full uniform stepped forward. A general. His posture was commanding, his expression calm but heavy with purpose. He walked directly toward Amir and stopped just inches away. "Are you Amir?" he asked. "Yes," Amir replied, unsure. The general raised his hand and saluted. Gasps rippled through the crowd. "You saved my son," the general said. "And you protected my granddaughters when the world chose to look away." Amir felt his knees weaken. Words failed him. The general turned to the people. This man carried a wounded soldier with nothing to gain. Today, we return what he gave. The trucks opened. Food. Medical supplies. School materials. Support for the entire neighborhood. One truck carried documents, housing assistance, a permanent job, education coverage for Amir's daughters. Another truck rolled out toys and books for the twins, who ran into their grandfather's arms, laughing through tears. Then the soldier stepped forward, alive, standing, healing. He hugged Amir tightly. "You didn't just save my life," he said. "You saved our future." That night, Amir sat with his daughters under a sky that felt bigger than before. He told them everything, not to brag, not to impress, but to teach. To show them that kindness matters even when it costs you. Especially then. And as the city settled into sleep, one truth remained brighter than the streetlights. A single act of compassion can move more than hearts. It can move the world.